Hey out there, good morning. It's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday and I'm in Kingsburg. It kind of sounded like a Billy Joel song. It's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. Regular crowd shuffles in. Alright, it's not quite Billy Joel. But anyway, listen, so I'm in Kingsburg. I looked on the MLS this morning and I saw this house, $110,000 in Kingsburg. I got mixed feelings about Kingsburg. I've made videos about houses in Kingsburg before, and I got mixed feelings about where Kingsburg's at right now, where it's going, and all that. I still come and take a look at properties, though. $110,000. Let me show you what I found. Before I show you the house that I'm going to go look at, I just wanted to show you a couple of these other little houses. It's that little beige one. Now, it's $110,000. And one of the reasons why it caught my eye, before I tell you why it caught my eye, some builders are building here in Kingsburg. They were snatching up like 2 lots or a big enough lot to put something like that up, a duplex. And you see that house? So that house has been lifted, and that bottom portion with the concrete, that's not considered living area. Under FEMA guidelines, you have to lift it. And most of the time around this area, it's 11 feet you have to lift it. The house I just looked at is like, I don't know, 2 or 3 streets off the beach. You see down there, that's the beach on the other side of that berm. When Superstorm Sandy came through, Kingsburg didn't get as affected as like Union Beach because of that berm. That berm has been up for years, and it protected a lot of the houses around here from the surges that were coming. But anyway, listen, back to that house. So it caught my eye because in the listing, it has plans for a new house. So it shows you a house lifted to the FEMA requirements, and then the 2 stories above it. So it says it has water views as well. So I reached out to the realtor and I asked if the plans have already been approved from the town, if the plans come along with the sale of the property, and if there's any other kind of restrictions or anything like that from the town. I've went and met with the town of Kingsburg before on certain houses, and I've made videos about flood zones before, but flood zones are tricky. If you're buying in a flood zone, you got to do your due diligence as far as, is the town going to require you to lift the house? Can you actually get flood insurance if you're in the flood zone and the town doesn't require you to lift it? You see these houses on the left? These houses, a lot of these houses were originally built. So I was saying, a lot of these houses were originally built as like summer houses. I remember my dad telling me stories about him and my mom coming down here for a couple weeks during the summer. Like, I can't imagine coming down to Kingsburg to vacation. I'm not knocking Kingsburg. I just can't imagine people coming down here to vacation. And Kingsburg, like I say, I don't know where it's going. It has the water right here. It has so many different possibilities. I'm going to take a ride by the amusement park, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So right around the corner, you have access to the beach. And just like Union Beach, Kingsburg's beach has cleaned up. In the summer, this place gets packed. I've always liked that house. The stone and the roof and the block and everything, there's just something about it. These are new units that they just recently put up, probably within the last year and a half. And they're beautiful. So when I say I'm not sure where Kingsburg's going, that condo or rental unit complex that they put up, I mean, it's a step in the right direction. Those are beautiful. And I think they're getting top rent over there. Where they're located, the amusement park starts right there. So I saw the price, $110,000, caught my eye. I saw the building plans that go along with it. I have some questions. The problem is it's right on top of other houses. I doubt I'm going to move forward with this project. I mean, I don't think I'd even put an offer in. Now, the guy that's selling it, it looks like, I looked at the history, it looks like he bought that house for $25,000 like 3 or 4 years ago. Now, that's going to be a nice profit for him, because like there's a mass exodus coming down from New York. We got Staten Island, we got Brooklyn, we got the city. They all want a piece of Jersey. It's something, because I saw some report on my Google feed and it says New Jersey is number 48 out of all 50 states as far as how much people like New Jersey. I think Alabama and Mississippi is the only ones behind it. You know what I have to say to that report? I lived in Hawaii for 3 years, Florida for 5 years, Arkansas for like 6 or 7 months, and New Mexico for like 3 or 4 years. I always wanted to come back to Jersey. Jersey has this allure to me, and I think it's the mentality of the people here. They're just my people. So, you know what I have to say about a survey like that? Then don't come. That's what I have to say to the rest of the 40-something states. So here's the amusement park. This is where all the kiddie rides are. There's a little roller coaster back there. Up here, this yellow building. I think it was this yellow building. One of my first jobs, Bev and Wally Arcade. Bev and Wally's Arcade. I think I get paid 75 cents an hour. Now, a lot of the buildings are empty. And again, here you got a nice water park. Kingsburg's trying. The water park. The new rental complex back there that's beautiful. And then you have the amusement park on the water. I mean, the potential here is huge. Sometimes I have grandiose ideas about running for mayor or something like that, and starting to get some federal money in here and sprucing this up. And so if you're out of the area and you're thinking about moving down to this area and Kingsburg's prices catch your eye, all I'm suggesting is to come down and spend some time here. And, you know, it might be for you. It's for a lot of people. They live here in Kingsburg. The infrastructure is here that supports lower income. And I'm not knocking it again. I'm not here to get into politics or anything, but the infrastructure includes, you know, mass transit, access to food and social services and things like that. So there's a population here that needs support from the town as well as the government. And I'm glad that it's here. At the same time, I wonder if it limits Kingsburg's growth as far as being on the water and having some more expensive housing and stuff like that. It's a tricky situation. All right, back to real estate investor mode. So let's just run some. I'll just run some numbers out loud. What I think about when I go to look at that property. So 110,000. Let's say it's a knockdown. You got to rebuild. Let's say you get the property for $100,000, and you got to rebuild with the plans that they had. So you have 2 stories above the space on the bottom, and it's a tight lot. Let's just say for simplicity, it's $250,000 to build new there. All the permits and everything else, and it could be more than $250,000. So now you have the purchase price of the lot at $100,000, and then you have $250,000 building costs, and then you have carrying costs for while construction is getting done and everything else. When you go to sell the property on that small of a lot, how much more than, let's say, you're all in at $390? How much more than $390 could you get for that? And as an investor, I can't see that. I can't see getting a profit. Now, if you want to move into a brand new house and you got $390 into it with possible water views, that might be of interest to you. But as an investor, it doesn't make any sense to me.